Hi, my name is Nancy Carre-Lee, and I chose the field of social work so that I can devote my time to really helping people function the best that they can in their environment. For me, it's really around providing advocacy and being someone that an individual who might need assistance can rely on. So, regarding the intensive weekend program, I actually was very fortunate to be selected as one of the first cohorts for the intensive weekend program. And prior to that, I applied to pursue my degree in a program that my department was offering to its employees. And at the time, the program required that you take some time off of work, specifically a year off of work, and pursue your MSW, and you would be guaranteed your job back. And so when I applied for that position, I was not selected. And I was obviously I wasn't devastated, but I was very disappointed that I wasn't selected for that position. And so I had decided not to give up on pursuing my MSW. And so I started to take professional credit courses. And so it was once a week. It was on a weekday. And when I calculated how long it would take me to actually complete my MSW, it was a good 5 years. And I thought to myself, well, I'll just do it at my own pace. And then my department offered the intensive weekend program, and I knew this was the program for me. And I probably was the first to apply for it as soon as it came out. And so I was really excited about the opportunity, but really interested in what it all entailed. And it was, very untraditional, and still, it would lead me to a path that wouldn't necessarily take 5 years to complete. It was about really sacrificing your weekends to, obtain your MSW. And I feel like the program within itself, for me anyway, it wasn't really an issue for me to sacrifice weekend time or, after hours time to complete this program. It was new, it was innovative, it was a different way of thinking, and it really met professionals where they were. And so a lot of us in that cohort, we were employees, we had full-time jobs. And so we also were on a mission to pursue our MSW. And so it was an opportunity that came at the right time. And I am actually very fortunate to have had the opportunity to participate in the program. So what I do now for work is I work for the Department of Children and Families. I spent the bulk of my time in the department working for its Division of Child Protection and Permanency, and that's the division that does the investigations of abuse and neglect. And so in my career there, again, which was the bulk of my time at the department, I have been with the department for about 28 and a half years. And I've served many different roles. I was a caseworker, supervisor. I also, when I left there, I was working in the capacity of a deputy director. And then I transitioned most recently to the Office of Staff Health and Wellness, where I am the executive director of that office. It's a fairly new office for the department, but still in the field of social work and still serving as a helping professional. And so what I would tell individuals who are thinking about the intensive weekend program, I would say do it. Without exaggeration, it was an honor to have been selected, and quite an honor to be one of the first cohorts, like the pioneers. And so a lot of us in that cohort are very proud of our accomplishments, and we're proud of having been selected to participate in that program. It's worth it. It's worth it. And for me, I wanted to enhance my knowledge. Social work is ever growing and it's not stagnant. And so I think for me, I always look back and say, if I knew what I know then, what I know now, I would have done so much different with my families or even with my colleagues and coworkers. And so that knowledge is really key. And having that experience to really be able to meet so many people. Our professors were outstanding, okay? They were very knowledgeable. They were very patient with us. They understood where we were coming from, and they met us where we were. And so it was beyond a supportive environment. And I think, again, I can't overemphasize how much of a profound impact it has had on me. And honestly, some of my mentors, who probably don't even know they're my mentors, have been, some of the professors that I've had that I still reach out to connect to ask questions, to ask for opinions, or to just to collaborate. And so the professional relationships that you make beyond like the educational component of it, it's all worth it. So I would encourage anyone who is interested in pursuing their master's in social work to pick this program. And so, I don't know, the future hopes for social work, I think, for me is just that social workers themselves stay current. It's very important to stay current. And I think, the old way of doing business is not necessarily always the best way. And so we have to be able to transition with the times. And I recognize that change is very difficult for a lot of people, regardless if you are the client, if you're the patient, or if you're the helping professional. Change is very different for, people, and people react to change very differently. And so I think the piece for me is, really hoping that people who are in the profession of social work know that they have to be adaptable. We have to meet our families where they are. And honestly, we need to recognize that they're the expert in their own lives. And although we have the educational component, and although we are the helping profession, we have to take a pause and understand that we can learn a lot from our families and from our patients and from our clients. And so for me, it's, embracing this concept that it's not them and us, it's really just us trying to work towards a better good for our families. And so my hope for social work is that we leave our biases at the door, and that we come fully prepared to roll up our sleeves and help those individuals that we set out to help, and help them in a genuine and very transparent manner. I thank you for the opportunity to share with you my story.